Alright, so continuing with the anatomy of the human heart, we had already talked about the different chambers that are present in the human heart. So now we'll dive into something which is called the nodal musculature. So before that, let's recall a little bit. So this is this chamber over here. This is the right atrium. The lower one is the right ventricle. This side, it is the left atrium, and the lower one is the left ventricle. Right, so the left side or the left atrium and left ventricle, they're responsible for circulating the oxygenated blood, whereas the right atrium and the right ventricle, they're responsible for pumping and circulating the deoxygenated blood. Now, the right atrium has got some tissue that are generating the that are generating the action potential that are needed by the heart to pump. So the first one that we have, the first one is called the Cyanoatrial Node, or the SA node. So this is Cyanoatrial Node, or the SA node. Now, this is a patch of nodal tissue that is present on the upper right corner of the right atrium. And apart from the cyanoatrial node, the right atrium has another musculature or nodal musculature that is present in the lower left corner, which is called the AV node, or the Atrioventricular Node. Now, this is present near the atrium and the ventricle, the septum. So that is why it is called the Atrioventricular Node. So the nodal musculatures, like I said, they have the ability to generate action potential without any external stimuli. And that is why the heart is always beating no matter what. It does not require any external stimulus to generate a heartbeat. Alright, so this generation of the action potential, this is done by the SA node, or the cyanoatrial node. And the action potential is immediately transferred to the AV node, which transfers the beating or the action potential to the rest of the heart. And this action potential, the number of action potentials, that is 70 to 75 action potentials per minute. Right, so 70 to 75 action potential per minute, that is responsible for initiating and also for maintaining the rhythmic contractile of the heart. Maintaining the rhythmic contractile activity of heart. So the SA node is generating the action potential, and it is giving the action potential to the AV node, which is transmitting the whole action potential to the rest of the system, to the rest of the heart system. And since SA node is generating the action potential, that is why SA node is also referred to as the pacemaker of the heart. The pacemaker of the heart. Now, you might have heard that a person is getting a heart surgery, and they are having a pacemaker surgery. And that is when the SA node stops working properly, and there has to be an artificial pacemaker put into the heart, which sort of pumps blood to and from the heart. So that is why the surgery is required. So SA node called the pacemaker of the heart. So it is called the pacemaker. And the average beating of the heart is somewhere equal to the number of action potentials that is generated per minute. So the average beating is 72 beats per minute. Because every action potential generated, that is counted as one heartbeat that goes through the heart and pumps blood to the rest of the body. So that is all about the nodal musculature, and in the next video we are going to go into the cardiac cycle, and we are going to see how the blood flows from the heart to the body to the lungs and back to the heart, and we are going to see the whole double circulation process. So more of that in the next one.